My name is Renata. But before I properly introduce myself to you, I would like to tell you a little bit of story of three numbers. It looks scary for me. I'm quite scary of 666, but today we're going to talk about my six ventures and how I managed to grow my last one within 6 months to six figures. And I will share you some fuck up stories, some lessons learned, and give you some shortcuts because it's always cheaper to learn on somebody else's mistakes to make your own. Okay, let's get it started. Actually, I had a question for you. How many of you are already entrepreneurs? Okay, okay. How many of you already have a team, on the payroll? Amazing. Okay. I see that there's more people who have a team than being an entrepreneur. Another question is how many of you want to become an entrepreneur? Okay, awesome. So
It's
one
looks
of the first ventures I ever created was at the age of 22 years old, and it actually was say a
it's looks
customizable outfits you can create from the website. You can choose like the sleeves, the pictures you want to use on your skirts and etc. It was fully online, and then we produced it. We did it in a photo shoot. This was our logo. It was called Honey I Need It, and it failed dramatically. To be honest, even before it got launched, I just want you to keep in mind and listen carefully to, especially when I will say you more about what drove me to create these businesses and what lessons I have learned. So you can also take lessons to yourself and understand how the business world, let's say, works. So this one, it drove me to actually just start something and create. I was just curious how business actually works, and I do prefer learn by doing.
it's
So I
looks
just went for it and created this with my friends. And actually, this was my biggest mistake, to be honest, because unfortunately, I don't have a friend in business anymore. And what I want you to learn from that is, well, I still believe that you can create a business with friend, but only if you properly evaluate the skill set of this person, and then your skill sets are actually complementary to each other, but not in a competition and stuff. So only in this way you can actually succeed. This one was my second actually project, and it was already a profitable. It was at age 23, 24. It was in China. I lived there for almost 3 years. And I really truly love this project. And actually, the idea behind this one was because I really started to love running, and I didn't have friends to go with me on running races around the cities. So I just decided why not to create this for myself, and I just wanted to earn money from that in the meanwhile as well. So I created a You're in China. It was a, let's say, challenge-based running community where people could actually sign up for challenges, let's say 50, 100K a month. And if they, for example, manage to accomplish that, they'll receive a physical medal with it. And we
it's
did
looks
organize like a party runs, charity runs, and etc. around whole China. And this was actually people who were taking part in my challenges. And I even took a second place in a startup leadership program with my startup as a very promising one. It was in 2019, just before the COVID hit. So the reason for this project failure was the COVID, because I left China before, let's say it's a stroke. I was traveling and then I never came back. I left everything behind. I closed the business, and that was it. Maybe it would still exist if not a COVID, but also COVID, let's say, gave me some other benefits. So this one was, let's say, idea behind this one. We just wanted to take a bit the first idea, but make it international, fully digital, not dependable on the COVID and stuff. So we created a Tinder for running. Yeah, and actually, funny enough, mostly guys really love the ideas that they can take a girl on a date without, paying the dinner and see her like in the sports clothes. But the reason for this one, unfortunately, when we were creating the product, we forgot about the marketing side, and this is, I think, the biggest mistake the founders can make in generally is to think more about the product rather than the marketing side. And then turn out that to make this profitable and actually start earning money from this, we first needed to attract a huge amount of people, because the main idea of this, you have somebody here, like you pay subscription, let's say Tinder, right? For a very long time, it was actually a free app before they started to monetize it. So yeah, we learned that you actually need at least $1 million to start monetizing it in one city. And getting the investment is a full-time job, and I needed to eat, let's say, and I I really pivoted to something else. Maybe one day I will come back to it, but not now. So it was on 26. You can see like on the screenshot, it was mine. It's looks 26. Fourth venture. This one was created because I wanted money fast, to be honest. And I also thought, okay, what I'm actually good at, how I can monetize my skills. Here, I thought, okay, what I'm actually good at is bringing the right people together, helping them to exchange the experiences and grow together. So first, I started to do like a mastermind sessions for the founders in general. And then I pivoted to a niche. So it was for mobile app founders. Oh, funny enough, you can see most of my founders were male as well. So it's a very fun industry to work with. And I united a lot of people together from around the world, even like people from United States were joining, from like China and etc. Though most of them were Russian speaking because that's how we led the community, but it really grew and it's still working and generated some revenue for me as well. And yeah, this one was quite successful for me. The only thing that was missing for me to actually scale it, for example, to six figures, I think was my ego, because the main reason why people paid me is not for myself. They paid for other people who were in these groups. And I wanted, to give them my value, and I wanted people to come to me, like for me. So, but it's still existing. It's pretty good, let's say revenue stream for me, but not my favorite one. So this one was, let's say, a spin-off of my previous ideas, but this one was the first one with the venture capital in it. Funny enough, from the previous masterminds that I did, I met like a venture investor who decided to scale this idea internationally, and I moved to Luxembourg, a very boring place to live, to be honest. And we tried to scale it to the Benelux countries. And the reason why it's failed, I would say, the communication problem. Once I moved there, we had a very hard relationship with the investors. I felt a lot of pressure. I even reached out to other people who got the investment because I never worked with the investment previously. So I thought maybe it's okay, maybe it's just me. But turns out it's not okay. So I just kind of escaped. And I think I wish I was more bold that time to actually tell him that it's not okay, the communication style, etc. But instead of that, I just escaped and flee the Luxembourg. But actually, it was starting to get profitable because we did earn quite a lot of money, let's say, for the start. And so we are coming to my next venture. So sixth venture, maybe it's the lucky one, but we will also dive into what was different for the other ones. So what I do right now, I have a product-led agency that helps B2B founders on LinkedIn to be noticed, be seen, creates an influence on LinkedIn, actually get some business to their businesses as well. So like generating leads, getting the investments, also like speaking opportunities and stuff. So that's what we work with now, right now. And it just started, let's say, around 6 months ago, like we launched it fully. In the meantime, I was also a freelancer. I was just, doing the LinkedIn pages for other founders. And now I'm scaling. It's pretty fast. So let's connect. It's my LinkedIn. Also, if you decide to grow on LinkedIn as well, you can take a picture of me like during our talk. There will be also some useful screens as well. And if you post it on LinkedIn and tag me, I will do the commenting, liking, maybe even reposting if you say something nice. So it can help you to boost your LinkedIn presence as well. What made it different? Mentioned 4 reasons why, for example, this one really scaled and helped me to grow faster. One of it is having a team I can rely on. I did have team before, but I was also, I think, maybe not that good as, delegation, trusting somebody else to make it work. But now I do have a team that I can trust. I learn how to, for example, first of all, hire the right candidates, and also how to scale it, and also do less work and trust them more with the progress. So to be honest, like right now, I'm pretty happy because I love sales, and this is the only thing I do right now is like, well, public speaking as well. But my main goal right now in the company is to grow, to generate as much leads as I can, and also, of course, to scale it, like to sell and etc. And that's the only thing I want to do. It's because I'm really fond of it. Next one is choosing the right person and partner to work with, because I previously had different partnerships. And the problems with this ones was like, as I previously mentioned, that sometimes you don't just it looks with your skill sets, and then it's a problem. When you complement each other and you're from different fields, for example, I'm responsible for marketing, my partner is responsible for the products, so we don't compete in this realms. So that's really helped. And also having a partner who actually trustworthy and have a good communication skills, and with whom you feel comfortable and confident enough to actually share your fears, maybe something that you don't like with our collaboration and etc. I think that's really makes a great partner. Funny enough, like I met him accidentally when I was flying from Belgrade to Barcelona. He lived here, and we just had talk in the airport for 2 hours. He's pretty big deal in like Russian speaking communities. It was let's say a bit of luck as well. So the other thing that's really helped me, and here you can also download some like free materials and etc. And that will help you with the LinkedIn, is to have a broad, let's say, online and offline presence. In general, I would say having especially a following, that's can bring you a very long way, especially in your business. If you have a network, if you have a people who trust you and who follow you, who are interested in what you do and etc., follow your leads, that brings you a very long way. So right now, for example, I do make sure that I'm all over the world, all over the online and offline, let's say, as much as I can. Especially, I do feel right now that LinkedIn, let's say, is a very becoming more popular and bringing real results, because previously it was just a jobs board, but now it's way much more for that. It's like you can earn money as being a creator, influencer, for example, in your industry. I know a guy, I made an interview with him. You can look here how he actually scaled he's an expert, and he's earning 2 million euros a year alone. And so this is all possible only through LinkedIn. I'm right now on LinkedIn. I have a YouTube podcast, From Zero to LinkedIn Hero. I also have a Substack. I also have a Gumroad. I also have a Telegram and Spotify and Apple Music. And also, of course, having an eye, because in this era, I think it's very, like, we're lucky enough to have AI. To be honest, when I was doing my previous businesses, there was no AI, to test the hypothesis, to do like it cheap and stuff. So I did struggle a lot. The first like successful, let's say semi-successful business that I had with the running challenges, I actually calculated in each run when I just started in Excel table myself. So that was, it looks like a hardship. But now with AI, like even alone, you can actually make money. There is vibe coding, there is automation, there is Nighton, there is so much things you can do. It's really amazing. Entrepreneurship is not all fun and glamorous, right? I just wanted to give you a little bit of a fair warning, right? So the ones who are actually thinking about it, because I do believe that not everyone needs it. It's just, I guess I cannot live without it. But it's just like part of me, like just my entrepreneurship mind. But you can actually, do a pretty good money in other ways. But the thing is, one of the, at least I guess for me, the hardest thing is, oh, okay. What will I choose as the hardest? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because it's always something you need to solve, or there's like a payment is not working. Or for example, okay, my own example, like we did the SEPA payments for the European companies, and it's like it takes money from the account, and then we wait at least for 2 weeks to receive them. And they were like, that's outrageous. Why we should wait so long to receive our money? And we already need to start working, right? So there's a lot of things always daily that comes, to you, and you need to solve that. But you need to be really, willing to do that on a daily basis and open for that. One of the things that feared me a lot when I was, for example, doing my Iran China, the medal thing, that's like, the fear of others relying on me, like, that I always need to pay a salary. That's used to fear me a lot. Right now, I feel even honored, to be honest, that I can afford, creating jobs for others and paying them salaries. That actually starts to motivate me, actually. This is my favorite, let's say, founders meme. And I think the one that I can relate the most is this one in the middle. This is like, I would say, within a day, you can also feel and think, okay, I'm going to die homeless. And then the next day, I'm thinking, No, I will make it. I'll do it. Everything will be okay. So this is can you be even within an hour, even within like a day, like whatever, a month. But honestly, mostly it will be like, oh fuck, and then hooray. So, and this is also, this was me that, the mistakes that I did was that I was thinking first of the product, not marketing, and then realized that the first marketing is important, and then realized, okay, marketing and product actually really do need to coexist. And yeah, this one is also pretty legit meme that it's really fun, but not that easy sometimes. Okay, so what I learned, for example, what kind of skill sets helps people to get on the top? Because I do talk to a lot of founders as well, like on a daily basis. I meet them a lot. They're my clients. I'm the founder as well, so I would just select. I think this is the most important ones that I feel people have, like the ones that made it actually have this. First one is selling. I think, for example, a lot of people who make the mistakes of growing from, let's say, experts, it's freelancer and going to the business, they don't realize how much they need to sell. As a freelancer, for example, you can have like introductions, word of mouth, and etc. And it's already enough. But in the business, when you have more people who rely on you, you need to create jobs and stuff. You actually need to sell way more. And the people, I know a lot of people, unfortunately, who like hate the sales, but it's fun actually if you find the right way to it. Because for me, sales is not about trying to sell it to everyone anyway and whatever. It's about creating an opportunity and offering it to someone who actually needs it. For me, that's the sales. So this is just a roadmap for you, how you can get started if you want to, like, to get to first, let's say, six figures and like first 100K. I put it here. I think the most important thing is to do stuff and to actually sell and go out there and test your products, test your expertise, what is needed and stuff. So, and then it's also need to understand, right, like to whom you're selling and what you're selling. This is the most important thing. And then go out and test it out and then actually create a process out of it. And then you can scale. Of course, there are different ways to build businesses. And you can see from my experience, I not only did like a service type business, though this is the type of business I'm doing right now, but there are also product businesses, etc. But anyway, I think that's the most important thing, is to be clear about to whom and what you're selling. The positioning does really matter. This is just a shortcut of, let's say, how you need to, work out is, first of all, you do need to validate your offer. The more you try to sell and test out what you're selling, the more results you can get within the desired time frame, let's say. Then you need to get to I'm just a reminder, talking more about the service-based business, right? In a product, it will be a little bit different, but you still need the first customers as well. You do need to validate the proof by receiving the money, because if somebody says, okay, that sounds interesting, I will sign up, but they don't pay, it doesn't mean that they will sign up, okay? This is just, some people do say that they want to, but they never do, because that's sometimes the people's nature. I just wanted to share like how LinkedIn actually can help you to amplify your business and presence in general. First of all, on LinkedIn, it is a possibility to grow yourself organically. You don't need to pay the ads. You don't need even influencer marketing or something. You can actually go viral on LinkedIn right now. And this is some ways that you can go viral and get some traction, especially to like your pages. So first of all, like what works right now is the vulnerable content. You can share your like fuck ups, like, or some like lessons learned, mistakes, and etc., and can get some traction for you. Then contrarian views, something that most of the people cannot agree with it, and they will say something in your comments, and there will a spike of conversation. Let's say one of my favorite thing right now is a trend watching approach, where you can see, for example, a news or something is happening in your industry, and you can relate to it, so you post about it, and then you add, of course, your expert opinion as well, and go out on LinkedIn, and it can bring like really X25 of your current audience. Even X75 was one for of our founders. And also what you can do, LinkedIn is pretty good for the outreach and trying to reach your potential audience to whom you're selling and actually try to sell. It's right now it's a bit crowded space, let's say, a lot of AI automation, etc. People are getting bored of it, but it still works. Especially you can try, for example, something fun. Currently, I'm experimenting. There is a new feature on LinkedIn. It's a new subscription. It's called All in One, and it gives you 40 euros of the boosting posts, though CPM is 55, still a bit too much. But anyway, it also helps you to select 15 people like to reach out. So it's a signal. And I decided to do it as a test. So I'm just texting this 15 people and say like, okay, I'm testing LinkedIn signals. Are they good? And then I'm describing what I do and just ask them, is it something relatable or not? And well, most of people will say no, but still there will be some who will say yes and also hop on the call and stuff. This is also like if you want to get started on LinkedIn, it's like a free, absolutely free frameworks. Okay, of course, I will get your emails and sign up here for my Substack, just a fair warning. But yeah, it's a pretty good framework for LinkedIn if you have no idea what to post, but you want to, get started. Just a tip of advice, again, keep in mind when you start posting about your page right now, what works the best if your page is related to what you speak, so you can have organic growth as well. Again, who you're selling to, like what their fears, desires, whatever, and also what you're selling to. The more clean you are in your positioning, the faster you'll grow on LinkedIn. This one is not only entrepreneur, mostly yes, but there are some also vulnerable topics you can also share as, yeah. You can actually start growing there and become an influencer, for example, and then start earning from like advertisement on LinkedIn, because right now B2B influencer marketing on LinkedIn is quite growing. So that's also opportunity. And you can start just growing with your favorite topics and then sell something, come up with what you. Fast results, of course, the faster way to grow in the revenue, the business, and in general is sell directly. Of course, I think it's very important to have, let's say, organic reach, growing your content, growing your persona, let's say, right? So visibility everywhere. But what works the best is to go directly and try to sell. One of the things I want to share with you from my heart, this is the change of mindset that helped me to grow a lot. It's about when you go out and you try to sell something, you don't go for a yes. You don't try to sell and say, like, looks, for example, money in, but you actually set a target to receive a no. That's really changed your mindset. For example, I do a challenge. Okay, next week I'm going to receive 10 no's. So I send, for example, 10 people like an offer, and then I'm just hoping to receive a no. If there is a yes, it's even better, of course, but at least it does, not affect your mood as well. It doesn't give you that much pressure. So you're becoming more free when you're trying to sell, because the people who actually will be interested in what you do, they will actually come to you and, say a yes. So you'll be surprised that time when I started this business, okay, I also thought, okay, I'm going to get 10 no's. So I sent my 3 messages and I got 2 yes and 1 no. And they were like, wow, I didn't get even 10 no's. So I think this, the few key takeaways I want you to leave with, that's changed, for example, for me in terms of growing the business and actually making money. One of the things I would like to tell you a lot is the faster you will stop giving a fuck about people's opinion, the faster you will grow. You actually need to be loud. You need to be sometimes irritating, especially if you want to make a lot of money. And that's okay. And you just need to deal with it. And others people also need to deal with it. And that's okay. I would also strike that looks do matter. So especially when you go to the networking events, conferences, and etc., people will spot you faster and will come to you actually if you are looks a little bit different from others' crowd. Especially, for example, I worked in the gaming industry for quite a while, and in gaming industry also quite a lot of men. So if you dress up a little bit nicer, you don't need to do anything; they will come to you. Also, the other thing I really want us to strike is this too: do more and think less. Right now, I'm really not thinking at all. Sometimes when I receive an opportunity, I just say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, and I just do it. And I learn by doing, because business is not something you can be taught by books. This is something you can learn through doing. And maybe your first venture will not be successful as mine was. Maybe it will be actually great success. That also happens. Though through the statistics, we can learn that the most successful entrepreneurs are at the age of 45 years old. So we do have still, a chances to be very rich, hopefully. Again, just a reminder that you can take a photo, or you maybe already did, and you can post it and tag me. This is my LinkedIn again. Thank you very much.